What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. We're back doing something that I really enjoy on the channel, checking out the world rankings to see what has shifted up due to the Rugby Championship results. And then afterwards, we'll be taking a look at the Superbru results, where I believe I've done pretty terribly. I'm not going to lie, but it'll be fun to check out afterwards. So starting out then with the World Cup rankings and what shifted up this week, because obviously New Zealand and South Africa both getting wins this weekend against Argentina and the Wallabies respectively. Now, New Zealand and South Africa were in third and fourth when we finished off in like the November internationals, but they were incredibly close together. I think they were separated by about points. I think it was 0.01. I think they were like literally identical in terms of the score. Now, after the results that have come out from this week's game, obviously, New Zealand have gone up in the points and South Africa have remained exactly the same. And I wanted to double check this was actually correct, so I've gone and found an actual calculator. And yes, New Zealand have gone up by 0.71, and Argentina have obviously lost their 0.71 for losing that game. But South Africa and Australia remain where they are. Now, I know that the point system can be based on like home and away games. Obviously, South Africa won their game at home against a team that was much lower rated than them, whereas New Zealand did win away and therefore get that point boost. But I feel like it's a really weird world ranking system where you can win by like 30 odd points and not gain anything for it. But there we go. That's unfortunately all the news we have to talk about for the Rugby Championship. There is some other stuff going on. The United Arab Emirates climbs 2 places. Mauritius has climbed 1, and Bosnia also going up 1 place. Pakistan down 2, Latvia down 1, and Israel down 1 as well. Now, I did think, I don't know why I've thought this, that the Under-20s Championship has also been going on as well. And I thought the Under-20s world ranking also featured in this a little bit because you're still representing your country. I thought it did filter into this a little bit, but I haven't seen any changes because of the Under-20s or anything. Where are we looking for some of these changes? Right down in the 60s is where we're looking. That's where the United Arab Emirates have climbed up a bit. It's nice to have a look through some of the lower ranking teams there. Look at that. Bit of a shift up in the 90s region as well. Look at that. They're climbing up to their 30.56. Still a long way off the top tier level, but it's always fun to have a look at some of the second and third tier nations. So New Zealand climb up. They narrow that gap towards second place a little bit, getting closer to France. Unfortunately for South Africa, though, gaining nothing from that game. But of course, the game actually coming up this week is between these two sides. It's really nice to know that New Zealand and South Africa right next to each other, and Australia and Argentina are also playing right next to each other as well. So I'm really looking forward to those games next week. Moving on then to talk about the Superbru. We'll start out with the predictor series again. Now, I did see this as I was getting the whole setup ready. To know sort of how good you are at predicting these, I did see in the top right, which I don't think I've ever sort of spotted before. They have a thing up here to say, your name, and then how well you're doing in terms of the percentage success, how you do normally in the championship, and then your margin off. And I was quite surprised to know, on average, I get 90% of the picks correct. So I'm quite happy by that, considering I normally suck at the predictor series. 90% is pretty good. I'm on 100% this week. But my margin accuracy, ooh, I'm an average of like 20 points off in every game. How do I suck that much? That's terrible. I've got to be better than that. I am, however, in the top 59% of Wales, though. So, hey, there's got to be some sort of bonus for me. Looking at the games, then, there's some really interesting things to go over here. So we'll start out with the South Africa-Australia game. 43 points to 12, a margin of 31. I picked South Africa. 90% of people pick South Africa. Kind of mad. Most people seem to be sort of in this block, really. 7 to 10 is what most people were expecting. I went for 7. I was a bit more conservative this year. Mojo, though, going in with the South Africa by 30. What a call. Absolute outlier out there. The next one closest was Mary Poppins out there on 16. But fantastic call by Mojo to go for a big score of 30 out there. Normally, they don't pay off when you do them in the Six Nations, but a great call in the Rugby Championship. A lot of other people called South Africa correct, but obviously we all only got 1 point. We didn't do particularly well. 3 people did get it, though. Villa Farrell went for Australia, but absolutely crushing it in the Six Nations predictor, but off to a rough start this one. Ian also went for Australia, and then Brumbies all the way going for Australia by 8. So unfortunately, you 3 guys, the only ones to not get points so far. The second game, Argentina versus New Zealand, a difference of 29. Again, I went for New Zealand. I went for 12. I seem to be sort of in the midway mark, and 91%. Wow, as many people went for South Africa as they did for New Zealand in this one, considering how many different people I saw talking about, I think Argentina are going to do something special. A couple of people went for Argentina as well. 5 people went for Argentina. This one, Villa Farrell. Oh, no, man, what's happened? For a guy absolutely crushing it in the Six Nations. 2 wrong calls. I didn't realise you had 2 wrong in this one. Connor does rugby, also going for Argentina. Temp Shoulders, if you only have shoulders part of the time, is out there on 6. Unfortunately, none of you guys are going to be able to get there. Roach and Andre there joining you as well in the Argentina pick. Most of us going for New Zealand Bears game. They're going low on 5. Most of us went sort of in that double figure region. Some people went really high, but look at all nobody getting bonus points. No one getting close. Apart from Foot Yeezy, I think it's a newcomer. I don't think I've read that name before, unless you've just changed your name in the app. I think you're a newcomer to the sport, but fantastic. 28 points picking for New Zealand. What did I say it was? I've already forgotten. 29, so only off by 1. A superb pick again. Getting your half point and your bonus point as well. Bowie getting pretty close there. Mojo. Oh, Mojo should have doubled down. Should have gone for your 30 on both games. Amazingly, it's one of those tournaments where normally picking big scores is not the way to go. But apparently, Rugby Championship, it might just be the best way to go. So taking a look at the leaderboard then, Mojo takes the lead only due to the points difference now. So Mojo and Foot Easy, the only 2 people to even get really any points. So the rest of us are all going to be on 2. Both getting the half point, the bonus point, and that 3.5. But that TDM is like how many points you were exactly away from the score over both games. So Mojo was only 10 away over both games, whereas Foot Easy was 22 away over both games combined. So Mojo taking the round to start us off. I will have a scroll through the list because everyone enjoys seeing their name in a video, right? Yeah, unfortunately, most of us will have just had 2 from 2. I don't know where I am. There I am. I'm in 14th. I was up by 41. I'm so bad at picking scores. And then a couple of people got down. Schmiddings UK, Andre, Connor does rugby, Ian, Roach, Brumbies all the way, and Temp Shoulders all getting 1 correct. Pierre, I don't think actually got any of his picks in this week. And Villa Farrell, very unfortunately for Villa Farrell, out there on the wooden spoon. After such a superb Six Nations, unfortunately not going right for you in the Rugby Championship. Right. On to the fantasy then, where, oh man, I had a pretty poor round, I'm not going to lie. Some people did extremely well. I will have a bit of a run through of how we got on. So, top of the round, Big Brain taking it on 195.5. Absolutely big brain scores there. Now, when I was checking this over the weekend, they update the scores absolutely constantly as they get new stats and stuff. Sean was actually taking the lead in this one. So, unfortunately, Sean's dropped down a few points. Big Brain taking over. There's a couple of reasons that the points shift up because, stats increase or they get, better data, or sometimes people have picked people that didn't end up playing and Superbru subs on, someone from your bench that was playing stuff. So, Big Brain, great round from you on 195.5, followed closely by Dean, 194.5, and Sean on 192.5. And then moving down the list, Etai, who won the Six Nations one on 189, still competing in that top tier there. Clansman 185, Mary Poppins coming in close on 184, Brumbies all the way on 179. Temp Shoulders, there's some names we've seen from the predictor series as well. I'll keep running down so people can see their names. My boyfriend made me do this. That's a superb name. I'm very glad to hear that not just people are watching my videos, they're getting their partners involved as well. They're forcing them to play. Alex, who won the Rugby Championship last year on the channel down there on 166.5. Man, where am I? There I am, 17th. Oh man, I did not have a good round on 162, just below Dave, who's a fantastic Patreon supporter of the channel, on 163. Moving all the way down there, a couple people got in the 150s, not going your way. All Blacks were at 105. I haven't actually checked out your team, All Blacks, to see what happened there. And then Roach, unfortunately, not locking in the team before the start of the game. So in terms of the teams then that you probably should have gone for along the way, I think Ethan de Groot and Stephen Kitchoff were your main props. That's who you wanted to go for in terms of your props. Dane Coles was your hooker of choice. I think he got 16.5. I think Klansman was the only person who actually got him, and even made him captain, so got doubled up on points there. Locks that I could find, Scott Barrett was your main one on 11, and then I think it was Jean Klein. Hopefully I'm getting that pronunciation correct for him. I think was your top scoring lock along the way. Back row, Ardi Sarvea out there on 19.5, having a good game. Peter Steph Dutoy got 15. And then the highest I could find after that was Sam Kane, who I also had. I couldn't find anyone had one particularly bigger than that. Your scrum half was Aaron Smith, having a good game. He got the top there. Now, fly halves are a little bit tricky. They're the purple block along here. Now, 21 is Damien McKenzie, who I had, but that's only if you had him as a kicker. As a player, he wasn't necessarily the highest scoring. Marnie Libok got 19, who I think Sean had. The highest actual scoring fly half was Bowden Barrett, who actually I think got 19.5. But if you add on the kicking, because obviously Bowden didn't kick, that's why Damien McKenzie gets the top scores there. In the centres, you needed an all-black centre partnership. Jordy Barrett and Rico Ioane both taking their centre partnership there. The reason I had 32 as 0.5 is because I made Rico Ioane my captain, which got me some decent points, but certainly not the impact you wanted compared to the back three. Now the back three, oh man, if you had Orense, you already did well. I mean, this is where you get to see these big grey blocks. There's people that went for Orense with his hat trick as well. If you made him captain, you double down on some really massive points. Narrower also got some good points, and Cannon Moody was actually up there for points. Now, when I was designing my team, I decided I wanted a South African winger and an Australian winger. And I thought, I feel like Orense's well enough known now, they're going to defend the hell out of him. They're not going to let him do anything. He's not going to score that much. Apparently, they just abandon him. And I went completely the wrong way. And I actually picked Vunivalu, who, of course, did nothing right all game and actually got carded and ended up on minus 2.5. So that didn't help me at all. But yeah, your back three scored immensely high. Man, if you picked Orense as a captain, you are rolling in the big points. So we'll move to the leaderboard. It's going to be the same as the results. Obviously it is, but it's sometimes a nicer way to look at it. So Big Brain goes in there on 195.5 on 7 tries. I mean, Orense is just crushing it. Dean comes in close on 194.5 on 7 tries as well. And then in third place, Sean on 192.5, all on 7 tries. You're all sharing it. But yeah, the scores shifting out a little bit. Alex there with a crown, because she won the championship last year. We'll have a bit of a scroll down so everyone can see their name. And there's me. Failing again. So a poor Superbru for opening round for me. I'm not going to lie, guys, but congratulations to Big Brain for taking the opening round. Of course, guys, over the next week, we'll have the Rugby 22 videos coming out on Tuesday and Wednesday for the games that will be happening on the weekend. And then on Thursday, we'll have the preview videos for the teams getting announced. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel to know when those videos come out as soon as possible. And if you enjoyed this one today, make sure to drop it a like, because we will be doing these videos across the rest of the Rugby Championship. And I guess over the World Cup. I assume they're going to be updating the world rankings over the World Cup. I'm not sure what they're doing, because some of the games move around and some of them are being played on like a Monday, right, when they tend to do the updates. But these are really fun videos and I really enjoy filming, so I hope you all enjoy too. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.